Hey everybody, I hope y'all are all doing well. So for my research speech, I researched police brutality and pretty much its presence in America right now. So y'all probably know it's a very present thing. It's happening like as we speak. It's been happening for, quite some time now. But recently it has been very controversial and talked about, and more events are happening, to provide arguments to both sides. I just want to talk to y'all about like the dangers and the causes of police brutality and like excessive occupancy of, the police force and other militia and military groups in America. So I'm just going to start this off with my visual aid. All right, so as y'all saw there, that's just one of very many victims who fall victim to police brutality when it's, just unnecessary, unexpected, out of nowhere. But in another direction, I just want to throw something at y'all. I think it's ridiculous that it takes more training hours to become a barber in most states, which is 1,500 hours, than it does to become a recruit for like a police officer agency or something, which is around 700 to 400, depending on the state. But I don't know. I just think that's a little crazy because it seems like one of those jobs puts people's like lives on the line, and just like very important matters and subjects that should be regarded with more thought, and you should need higher levels of training and experience, and maybe not so early have a firearm. Most a lot of professional like police officers, retired or still working right now, a lot of them advocate for new recruits in the police academy, or just new officers in general, to not carry a firearm for their first 2 years of service, which I don't think is that bad of an idea, because that gives them pretty much 2 years to see like what they could do without a gun, see how good they could do without it, see what kind of situations they could get into that they could possibly need one, and that if they needed to use it, how would this situation escalate. They need to get that kind of experience before they're just thrown out into the world, and to be able to just prey on any citizen on the street, with a firearm, or, just with threats in general. But police brutality it affects, a lot of people, but mostly African Americans and other people of color. So this, the reason for this is it goes way back to the ties, of early racism, systemic racism, legal oppression. There's so many reasons why police target certain ethnicity groups and age groups in certain areas too, which benefits certain people economically, which is very corrupt. But I think the three main problems that contribute to this huge thing is just straight up racism. I think there's overfunding of police all around America, and I think there's a lack of training in the police academies and etc. like that. Like I said before, a very high proportion of like deaths from police brutality are people of color. There are cases where white people have been victims of it, but it highly favors people of color, sadly. But along with this, there's lots of cases and times where people have been framed in a way. There's body cam videos of officers like planting evidence on people and in their cars and then like arresting them for it, but because they forgot to turn their body cam off, that was the only way the person got out of it. Like, I wouldn't want to be in that situation. Like, that's so messed up. Like, you cannot do anything about it. You are being framed for a possession crime, which you can go to jail for years just because somebody doesn't like the color of your skin. You know, it's very aggravating. And another thing, police officers are overwhelmingly straight white males who vote Republican, which kind of ties into the whole like backing the blue and we don't want to defund the police, and you know, people who are just generally conservative. Another thing, people are starting to see their own police force as more of like an invasive military occupancy. You know, somewhere where like I live, you know, it's not going to be like that. We have like a small little sheriff's office and there's like patrol cars that go around the town. That's about it. But when you get into bigger cities like New York and Los Angeles, you know, other cities like that, they have these military like police departments who have ridiculous amounts of funding, and they have so much like unnecessary equipment and amounts of people and armor and guns, and it's like, this is to protect us from like ourselves. Like that's something the military would use to like go to war with, and you're using it on like our own citizens. But it's shown in a lot of states that they have a overwhelming large amount of money designated to their police departments, which could be used for, you know, a lot of other things. Instead of sending somebody to jail for, you know, having a substance, why not allocate money to a substance abuse department and, you know, send them there, you know, instead of just locking them up or, you know, stuff like that. I think we need to stop locking people up, you know, involving police and like straight up strict law and jail on like non-violent small like drug affairs. Like, they're not bothering anybody just by having them on you. Like, you don't need to go to jail and, you know, go through traumatizing years of your life. But it's just my 2 cents. But like I said before, people see our military as more of an occupying force, you know, more than like than an armed guard to protect us. And there becomes like this major dissonance between, you know, are they protecting us because they are, you know, controlling us and reigning over us, or are they reigning over us and controlling us and, you know, stuff like that. But I just want to give you a couple facts. European police officers go through almost 5 years of college and unarmed training combined before they can like be a recruit, you know, to become a police officer, which is way longer than any police department here. Another fact, 576 people have been killed by police officers this year. So just to like cap it all up, like I said, many innocent people are victim to police brutality. I think this is due to just straight up racism. There's overfunding of police departments, and there's just lack of training thoroughly throughout the departments. And I think that, you know, there needs to be an end put to all of this nonsense and, you know, unnecessary abuse of citizens. And I just want to give you a quote by Gary Potter. It's, "You're never going to stop crime with policing. You're never going to stop crime with punishment and retribution. The only way to stop crime is by eliminating the problems that underlie it." Thank you.